So I'm wondering how many of you have been to a therapist and they suggest certain things to do to help ground you, to help you stay in the present moment, to help cope with anxiety, and you literally roll your eyes whenever they make these suggestions. And as as a therapist, I've experienced that. I've experienced making these suggestions, certain suggestions, and just getting the, oh, no. So, what I want to do today is I want to share with you my top three, I'll say, tasks or coping skills that clients most often roll their eyes at, and then how I reframe them to make them sound more amenable to the client. So, hello and welcome. I'm Carol Cavelli, a licensed therapist, and I support the emotional health and wellness of women over 40. And who hasn't been to a therapist? I've been to a therapist when they said, try this. And I'm just like, oh no, this is what I tell my clients. And now I know how my clients feel. So, just for a little bit of fun, I'm going to share my top three that get that reaction the most. So here they are. Okay, so coming in at number three, and I got my little notes here. So coming in at number three is breathing or breath work. I can't tell you, people are just like, what? Breathing? No, what are you gonna make me do? So the way I present breathing to people. So yeah, so if you go and go online and look up like breathing or breath work, there's going to be like dozens upon dozens of ways telling you or showing you how to breathe that are going to be helpful. And the thing is, yeah, they're all helpful, but you don't need to know every single way. You don't need to know square breathing. You don't need to know, was it 5, 6, 8 breathing? You don't need to know alternate nostril breathing. You can, but it just feels like so much. The main point that I try to make with clients about breathing is the difference between breathing from your chest and breathing from your diaphragm. And I will have them put a hand on chest, put a hand on a diaphragm, and just breathe and feel the difference between when breath comes from your chest, which is like that short breath. That's like your sympathetic nervous system getting ready to go into fight or flight. It's anxiety. It's again, it's that readiness, that on alert, as opposed to diaphragmatic breathing. So your diaphragm is just under your rib cage and above your belly, and it inflates like a balloon when you breathe in. And then if you find when you're breathing from your belly, you or your diaphragm, that helps to start your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your relaxation response. So when you're breathing from your diaphragm, it's sending that message like, okay, everything is calm, everything is okay. Now, it's not mutually exclusive. You can breathe from your diaphragm and have your chest rise. So please don't feel like, oh my gosh, my chest went up a little. No, that's bad. That's bad. No, it's okay. It's when you have that kind of that shallow kind of breath, that's what you want to watch out for. And you can practice this just laying on your sofa or on your bed is probably the easiest way. And just notice how you breathe naturally. Notice what happens in your body when you breathe. And then if you like the idea of breathing in for, 4 counts, holding for 6 counts, exhaling for 8 counts, holding for 6 counts, or however you want to divide that up, or just do square breathing, uh, that's okay. That helps also with the parasympathetic nervous system. But to help clients feel a little more comfortable and less like, you give me another task. What are you going to make me remember? You don't have to remember to breathe. You just do it automatically. just notice where your breath is coming from. Okay. And coming in at number 2 of my top 3 suggestions that clients most cringe about is journaling. Yes, journaling. I can hear you out there just saying, journaling. Journaling serves many purposes, and journaling can be done in so many different ways. So when I present journaling to a client, I don't present it in a way that's you must handwrite in your journal. I personally, if I journal, I'll handwrite. That's just my jam. But and there's schools of thoughts that say, writing makes it resonate more, makes it remember more, helps you process more, and that could be true. I don't know the data on that specifically, but I tend to present journaling in a way that's most comfortable for the client. So that's not necessarily every night you have to write down what you did that day or how things went that day. If we're using journaling specifically to track certain occurrences, let's say certain symptoms like panic attacks, if we're trying to track panic attacks, that's one thing that's more of a tracking than actual journal writing. When I present journal writing, I let people do what they will with it. They can put things in the notes app on their phone. They can set up a separate email account and just email to themselves. They don't even have to set up a separate email account. They could just email to themselves, or they can handwrite. But what I do encourage clients to do is to write down when more intense emotions come up, or if situations come up where they feel things intensely. So if they're feeling frustrated by something, I encourage them to write down what they're feeling frustrated about, or just write down that they're feeling frustrated. I'm feeling frustrated right now. This really sucks. Period. End of story. You don't have to write 100, 100 paragraphs about it, or even 100 words about it, even 100 characters about it. You could just write whatever pops in your mind. It could be a sentence or two. It could be a word. It could just be like crap. Yeah, and that's it. It's about self-expression in a way that feels safe. Now, if a client's in a position where keeping that kind of journal is not safe for them, then of course I don't recommend keeping that journal. But for clients that this is a viable option, and for clients who have it's a little more challenging to express the emotions, they may feel it and then push it down. It's giving them a safe place to write those feelings down, or to write what's happening in their mind right now, so they can get it out. What's in them, get it out, whether it's on the paper, on the phone, or email, whatever they want to do. And if they want to delete it, they can delete it. They don't have to keep it. They don't have to show me. I don't ask them to read it to me. I may ask them if they're doing it and what their thoughts are about doing it, and if it's something that that dovetails with their life, and if they actually like doing it, if they enjoy it. If they don't, maybe we could tweak it. But I never ask for someone to share what they're writing. And of course, if they want to share, they're absolutely welcome to. But I use journaling just in a way that we can capture what's happening in their moments that they normally wouldn't express. So I don't know. Maybe you like that. Maybe you're still cringing. We'll see. And finally, the number one thing I do encourage that clients cringe over is meditation. Yes, I could probably like hear you cringing even more so than the journaling. That's why it's number one. So meditation is simply being in the present moment with openness and curiosity and non-judgment, and just being willing to sit with what is, or be present with what is, right? That is that's actually mindfulness. Meditation is a practice to practice mindfulness, right? So meditation is not about clearing everything out of my mind. That's the first thing people say to me. They say, "Oh my gosh, you're asking me to get everything out of my mind." And I'm like, "No." I'm asking you to, let's see if we can help you be more present in what's happening in the here and now. And meditation, there's, again, many different ways to meditate also. A very simple meditation is just noticing your breath. Right? So then that kind of jumps back to the number 3 with breathing, but you're noticing your breath. That's it. You're just noticing it happens. And you know what? Stuff's going to pop up in your head. That's normal. It happens. It happens to everybody. And when stuff pops up, when you notice it, just steer your mind back to your breath. Just steer your mind back. And that's meditation. And your body will adjust and will feel more relaxed because you're not in your head setting things off with thinking about the millions of things that you have to do that day. And again, when you're doing meditation practice, again, it's a practice, it's not a perfect, stuff comes up, you notice it, you put it aside. I do recommend a couple of meditations for people to start with, and I'll link them below. And I encourage people to do this for like 2 minutes. Set a timer for a minute. If it feels that like, try it for a minute, try it for 2 minutes. Sit in a chair, lay down, just feel where you are. Notice your breath. Notice where your breath is entering. If it's entering through your nose, through your mouth, it's just about noticing. That's it. So that's meditation. And meditation is the practice to help with being in the moment. So that's mindfulness, right? Being in the moment with openness and curiosity and non-judgment and just willing to be with what is. And by being in the moment, so how does this all circle back? How does this help me in my life, Carol? Well, it helps a lot with anxiety and depression, because when you're feeling anxious, you're in the future or the past. So when you're feeling depressed, you're in the past or the future. You're not in the here and now. And meditation as a practice of mindfulness helps you to be in the here and now. So it doesn't feel so heavy. Life, even for a minute or two, just doesn't feel so heavy. So that's how I present these 3 cringeworthy suggestions that therapists make. I hope that resonated for you. I hope you're able to think of these suggestions in a different way and maybe not feel so that they're so cringeworthy. Or if there are other suggestions that you've been told by your therapist that you've absolutely cringed about, I would love to hear them. Definitely put them in the comments. And if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.